Good afternoon to Colouful Adventures. Woo! Introduce yourselves, please.
Hi, I'm Ruben.
Hi, I'm Ruby.
And we are Colouful Adventures.
And you got some great awards there. Show us your awards. Yeah, look at all those bad boys. So, give us a little bit more detail, the two MDs.
Well, I'm one of the managing directors because our team is so big. We decided to have two because we'd be able to split the role better between the two of us.
Yeah. Okay, makes sense to me. Makes sense, absolutely. So, Matt, why do you've done this for over 15 years now, why do you do company programme as a school? Why is it important to you and why is it important to the school?
I think the main reason it's super important is because it really enlarges the curriculum. GCSE and A-levels have a very narrow focus on the academic side, and that only develops students so much in terms of employability skills. And I think what company programme does is it enables them to develop the kind of future life skills that they really need to be successful in whatever they choose to do next.
And it's certainly from my experience working with company programme, it's those additional skills you don't get on the curriculum that are so important that children take with them for many, many years as part of their future and give them a competitive edge versus other students that are looking for jobs. So, over to you as a team, Colouful Adventures. What did you enjoy most about the process?
The fact that we're donating 1,000 books to children's cancer, and it just makes me happy that we're going to bring a smile to their faces.
1,000 books, that's impressive, well done.
My favourite thing was during the market research process, we were easily able to understand what the parents truly wanted the topics in our books to be, just so we wouldn't put anything in there that they didn't think was suitable.
Okay, fabulous. And what was the biggest thing you learned as a team during the process? Just give me 2 or 3 kind of examples of the great things you learned.
Well, we all study business, so we were actually able to practically apply our skills. So, for example, our economies of scale, we were able to see how that would actually impact the gross profit margins of an actual business.
Because you had an opportunity, you got a further order, didn't you? And if you had that order further, you could have ordered more books and increased your gross margin. So it's understanding the kind of negative impact of not being able to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, what else did you learn as a
so we were able to learn our teamwork skills and develop that to be able to meet the deadlines, because sometimes that was a bit difficult for us. But yeah.
And you get that in business, it's a real struggle on a regular basis to meet deadlines. So being able to work together as a team and understand how you can achieve those deadlines is super important. What was the best part of the process?
I'd say the best part was meeting new people and developing in detail relationships with them, because some of these people I probably would have never spoken to before if it wasn't for this. So I think meeting them was a very good part of it.
Fabulous.
For me, the biggest... I've forgotten the thing.
What was the best part of the process?
For me, the best part of the process was partnering with our local bookshops to make a real difference in our local community.
So delivering an impact. That's fabulous, fabulous. Mike, over to you if I may. You've been a business advisor on company programme for about 5 or 6 years now.
Yeah.
What do you get out of it? Why is it important to you?
For me, it's actually been able to give something back. So having worked with a number of teachers, especially with Matt as well, it's how we can add value to the students as they learn, and actually it's always about positive encouragement. So they come up with fantastic ideas. Sometimes I don't even know where the ideas come from, but actually encouraging them and pushing them and actually just pointing them in the right direction, it is so fulfilling and so rewarding to get involved with such a brilliant process.
And what does it tell you, Mike? Because sometimes teenagers get a bad rep, don't they? What's it taught you about kind of some of the qualities of teenagers these days?
I think with a lot of these things, it's about helping them draw those qualities out. They've all got a hidden talent. Every single one of these guys and girls I've been involved with through the process have all got different skill sets, and it's helping them to bring those to the fore. The selling skills, all those kind of things and the presentation skills, things that general people wouldn't want to do at all. So for me, it's just helping them do that and seeing them grow.
Fab. And over to the team Colouful Adventures, what value did you get from Mike?
Well, Mike is a business owner himself, so he helps us understand whether our ideas are realistic or whether they would work or not. It gave us a real insight.
So Mike had a lot of connection with other businesses, so we were able to find a supplier, which Mike was able to find us. So we knew that the product was high quality when we get them.
So he opened his black book up to kind of help along the way, which is what's important, right?
Yeah.
You know, quite often I find with a business advisor, it's about helping you get there quicker than you would by yourself, because you've got deadlines to meet, right? Where did you think that the business advisor worked?
Mike really helps us with lots of little changes throughout the process, and he especially helped us with when we were putting the book in PDF format and his connections with the suppliers. If we use the other suppliers we were looking at beforehand, which were cheaper, they wouldn't have told us if we'd gotten anything wrong, so then we'd have just got a meaningless print we couldn't do anything with. So Matt was really helpful throughout that process.
So it's about opening up to a business advisor's experience to help you along your journey, right? Mike, there's literally hundreds of company programs running across the country, and people like yourself are often time poor. You've said there a lot about what you get from the process, but what would you say to anybody thinking about whether it's good value for them being a business advisor for an hour a week?
I think it's 100% worth doing. Even if you think, well, maybe it's not for me, you need to find out about these things and give it a go, because you grow in yourself. You learn a lot more skills than you think you already have. So actually, when it comes to your own communication skills and not taking for granted what you know, it's just a fantastic opportunity to really add value and help. And like I said to you, it's so rewarding. But to give that bit of time away, it's just a really good thing that people should do, and at least experience and talk and try it.
And obviously the advantage to you this week is that Colouful Adventures have just won the kind of Yorkshire and Humber North East final, right?
Yeah.
And when I looked over when the award was announced, you had a bigger smile on your face than most of the teams.
I was buzzing because you work with the students on this journey, and you start off and you have weeks you think, oh, it's not going to work, but then it clicks and it works and it progresses forward, and you suddenly see when you look at other teams, you think, actually, yeah, we've got a real chance here. There's a real spark of genius. With the idea that came, even though the idea was sort of found in a shower, it's just. But that's how these ideas happen. But you feel really part of it, and it was a really emotional moment, to see them win and smiling, because I know how much it means to them. So, just happy to be part of the journey.
No, absolutely. And Matt, over to you if I may. One of the barriers that we've got when we're talking to teachers is they haven't got the time. It's a big time commitment. It's off the curriculum. It doesn't fit in with our KPIs. What would you say to those teachers that are just umming and ahhing about whether company programme is the right fit for them and whether it's something they should be at least having a conversation about?
I think probably think back to why you got into education, why you got into teaching, and I don't think anyone gets into education to work in an exam factory, and I think about what you would want for your own kids, and that's kind of the approach that I have, and it is a big time commitment. I mean, we're often every lunchtime they're in my room. But they're great lunchtimes because you're doing something really meaningful, and there are weekend days when you're at a trade fair at the White Rose, but they're amazing days, and you learn so much more about the people you're working with, so much more about the students and seeing them flourish, but also I've been doing it a long time, and some of the students who are now working in the treasury, and you keep them links with the students, and they always remember the things they did on Young Enterprise. They never remember the things you did on a Monday morning learning about business, but they do remember the experiences that they get through Young Enterprise.
So for you, it's going back to the roots of why you became a teacher in the first place. It's about supporting students to fulfil their kind of ambitions and their expectations rather than just ticking boxes.
Yeah, and I would say if you ask me what is the best part of my job, I would say it's working with groups like this every year, and that's the reason I teach. Not to sit in a classroom necessarily. It's doing this that are the most rewarding aspects.
And that's why you've been doing this for kind of 16, 17 years.
100%.
So for you, anybody that's thinking about this, it's a no-brainer, right?
It's complete. I struggle to understand, as a teacher, why you wouldn't be doing it. I think the bigger question is why are you not doing it, rather than why should you do it. And it doesn't just need to be business teachers. We've got another member of staff in college who's a 3D design specialist. She's joined the team. She's run a team this year, and it's something she wouldn't not have as part of her role.
So you just need to be passionate about helping children achieve the best they can.
Definitely.
Absolutely. And over to you, team. You know, just were you confident earlier this week when you were competing with the other teams? Were you a bit nervous? How were you feeling? Tell me.
Nervous, definitely, but like we did a lot of work and hopefully it will pay off. And then when we found out that we won, it was just a bit of we succeeded.
And what was the overriding emotion when you heard your name called out as winners?
A lot of joy and like the pressure for them like few minutes during the awards ceremony were like worn off a little bit, and we were just very pleased that we'd like got through to the next round.
Most of happiness.
So it's just desserts. It's a reward for the time and the effort you've put in, because it is difficult, isn't it? The amount of time you've put in. It's easy sometimes to say, do you know what, this isn't for me, or I can walk away from this. So what would you say to any children? Because, you know, following on from Matt's comments there, you know, we do get scenarios where children go, do you know what, I've got all these other things going on with exams and other kind of teenage things inside of school and outside of school. What would you say to other children that are umming and ahhing about getting involved in company programme?
Just do it.
Just do it. Right. Do it.
Okay. Yeah. Colourful Adventures, thank you, well done, and best of luck with the next round in June. Well done.
Thank you. Thanks.